Boom. Barmy Army Joe Roots, Barmy Army Joe Roots, Barmy Army Joe Roots. And one more, what was the other song? Dun, 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 dun.
Incredible.
Yeah. Welcome,
Incredible.
welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sollu Kaburz podcast. And this podcast is very, very special to me because I am going to interview someone from a very special group. It's called the Barmy Army, the England cricket fans who follow the team passionately all around the world. Wherever you go, you'll see their flags, you'll see their names, you'll see their headquarters, you will hear their songs, and you will hear Mr. Billy the Trumpet, and you will hear their wonderful chants. It is an absolute pleasure to have Mr. Chris Millard, one of the member of the Barmy Army. What is your position in the hierarchy, Chris? If you can explain.
Yeah, sure. So I work for the Barmy Army. I run the company. I have been running the company for the past 5 years now. So I'm officially the managing director of the company.
Right.
We were a small company. We've got a lot of very passionate small staff team that work really hard to make sure that the Barmy Army as a business and as a brand and as an organisation is as big and as good as it can be for the love of the England cricket team.
Right. And let me tell you, when I fell in love with Barmy Army is when I watched that viral video of he goes to the left, he goes to the right. That Mitchell Johnson, his bowling is shite. I saw the video and I could feel the fun, the energy, the coordination, and that was the moment I totally fell in love with you folks. And ever since then, I thought that this is how a fan group should be. This is how they should be. They should be a coordination. They should feel the vibe, and they should go for it. No bars, with no compromise whatsoever. One of the most creative fan groups around the world, most fun, amazing songs. I mean, my favorite song, let me tell you, is the Johnny Bairstow song. I mean, you have songs for each players, right? Good
We
songs
do,
for
yeah.
England players and shitty songs for Aussie players, which they deserve it. And my favorite song is Johnny Bairstow song, which is like, oh Johnny Bairstow, you are the love of my life for Johnny Bairstow. I'll let you shack my wife for Johnny Bairstow. I like ginger hair too.
You sing it better than most of the Barmy Army members.
Oh
You
my
say,
God! Thanks. I mean, the bad, the better, because the bad, the fun. You know, that's
you
the
need to come
idea.
with us. You need to come
Oh,
on tour with us.
oh, totally. Please, it would be an absolute pleasure. In fact, my one of my bucket list things to do is watch an Ashes match with Barmy from the Haley stand in Edgbaston.
In Edgbaston, yeah,
Yes.
sure. You're more
Um,
than welcome.
Yes, that would be my hopefully 2023 Ashes if I can target. And I don't mind the Stuart Broad song as well. Stuart Broad, his better
Yeah.
than his dad.
I
Right?
tell you,
You're right.
you know all the songs. You were right. Let's get you involved.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm an Indian though, but I won't mind becoming an Englishman on the day when you're playing Aussies. Absolutely no worries
We have a
whatsoever.
very common affinity to each other about how much we dislike the Australians. So
How delighted were you when you're watching this recently concluded series? You know what I mean?
yes, it was. I was over the moon, as every England was that I knew. But it's the most I've ever seen an English country, a group of cricket fans get behind an India team. One, because you were playing Australia, but two, because you were the massive underdogs as well.
Right.
And the way that you showed so much character and fight on that last day, it was truly
Mm.
remarkable. And what an amazing spectacle for Test cricket.
Absolutely, absolutely, and one of the best places for me to watch Test cricket is obviously England. So that English crowd, Barmy Army, makes it a spectacle. That's what I'm trying to get at. And massive fan of your podcast as well. The shackles are off. And why didn't you do a virtual Barmy Army thing? You know, you should get together over Zoom, maybe on the last day of an interesting test match, and just go chanting. You know, why you should plan something like that. What are the events that you're doing, because you're not allowed to gather, right, since pandemic, and
Yeah.
ever since the England started playing in the pandemic? What were your activities to keep the Barmy Army members engaged in the sense?
Sure, yeah. Well, first of all, it's been a really difficult time for everyone in the UK, and I'm sure everyone in India as well. But it's been about taking care of one another and looking after each other through the bad times and look forward to the good times. But for the Barmy Army, we've been doing the podcast, as you mentioned. We've got many back catalogue of guests and a really good variation of people, all the way from Jack Russell, the former England wicketkeeper, to Sir Alistair Cook.
Yes, I saw that one.
We've had Jimmy Anderson on there. We've got an amazing South African legend that's going to be released next week, who's just been on there as well. And we've had some real cricketing greats on there. Many more to come as well, many more in the pipeline. So that's really exciting. We've also been doing a show that we released last week called Barmy Army TV, which is on our YouTube page. And it's basically 20 minutes of cricketing chaos, just cricketing mayhem, load of fun, everything, so many little clippets of stuff that's going on in the cricket world and the fan community. A bowl out against the Barmy Armies on there. We've got an interview with Dominic Sibley on there. We've got Ben Duckett, who's playing in the T10 League in Abu Dhabi. He's done behind the scenes at the T10 League. So for 20 minutes, it's a real good cricket and watch, and that's on the Barmy Army YouTube page. We've done that to keep people entertained. We did Barmy Army Meets as well.
Right.
Which is where we did a live YouTube show, and I would interview a cricketer live, and the members could just ask the questions to keep them interested and engaged. And we were asking, we spoke to Mark Ward, Ashley Giles, Ryan Sidebottom, some really good cricketing names came on the show, Chris Wokes. We have a really good affection and affinity with the team, and we're very grateful that they want to help the Barmy members and all the England fans through the tough times that they're faced with at the minute. And something that we are looking to do is keep everyone as engaged as possible on social media and on our YouTube page. So we have spend a lot of time creating videos and highlights and graphics to go on social media to keep people interested in what we do. And that's been really good. In the last series against Sri Lanka was brilliant because we had the support of Rob Lewis, Randy Caddick.
Yes.
Anyone in cricket knows who Randy Caddick is, and we raised a little bit of money for charity and had a lot of fun with him. So that was fun. And then in the India series, we're going to be working with the Barmy Army to do some fun things throughout the series. Selling face masks with Ben Stokes on the front and raising money for charity. Doing all sorts of fun whilst we're all stuck at home, and there's still a lockdown going on in England, so we're not really legally allowed to leave our homes. So as much as we can do to keep people entertained as possible during the bad time.
And who are these folks, right? Who is the Barmy Army? They are regular folks with regular jobs. Like, how do you plan your travels? You travel a lot, right? So people like save specifically for the trip that you're going to go to, because England, for example, visiting a place like Australia and New Zealand must be expensive, right? All the way from UK and so on, right? So tell us about the Barmy Army members and what they go through to make it to a match, and who are these people?
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, it's not cheap traveling the world from England, and we go to some far-flung places, but some amazing places as well. We travel to India, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, anywhere that England go, the Barmy Army goes notoriously, which it doesn't come cheap. But what our members usually do is that they work very hard when they're back in the UK, back at home. They really work hard to make sure that they can use all their holiday or all their time off when the cricket is on, and people will work all year round to be able to have a month off to go to Australia and watch the England team. That's just the way it is, really. It's a very cult following that's become more popular and popular because people obviously see how much fun we have on tour and how enjoyable it is to support England throughout a full series, because you really become part of the infrastructure and you really feel like you really belong within the cricket community of fans that travel all over the world. And it's a really nice group of people that all know each other very, very well. And that just grows and grows and becomes more popular year on year. So it's really exciting what the future holds in that regards. But like I said, people just work really hard to make sure that they can afford to go, and everyone's circumstances are different, right? So some people save up for years and years to go on the trip of a lifetime for the Ashes. They might get hooked and go forever. But some people have done it for years and do it on the budget. So they might stay in 2-star hotel and backpackers, get the tickets and go out with the guys and girls every night and have a good time and do it in a budget way. So there are ways and means. If you really want to do it, you can do it. And I think a lot of people just find a way.
Right. I've met some of these lovely folks when I was in, let me tell you my Barmy Army story. I was in England for India versus England match at Edgbaston 2019 World Cup. All right. And I was dying to locate Barmy Army members. I don't know, for some reason the presence was very small, not the usual Ashes group kind of group. But I was just looking around, and there was this moment when the match was silent, and I could hear somewhere over there like na 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 na, this
Yeah.
Jerusalem song, right? I'm like,
Jerusalem. Yeah.
ooh, where is this coming from? For 15, 20 minutes, I scramble, and then I locate Billy the Trumpet Man going off, and I'm like, yes, I have
We
to.
were up in the gods, weren't we? We were really high up.
Exactly,
And I was
exactly.
there.
Oh yeah, I somehow
Yeah.
didn't bump into you, but I'll show you who I bumped into. Just give me 1 second.
Did you enjoy it? Were you singing along, singing the songs?
Absolutely, I'll tell you what happened. And guess who I met?
Stu, little Stu. It's a little Stu.
Right, this was Edge
Yeah.
Baston,
Oh,
and
good.
I also met Mr. Ben Stokes.
Wilco, Jimmy Wilkinson.
Right. So that was me at Edge Baston.
Oh, looking good.
Yes.
Nice one.
Thank you. Well, that was when I met those folks and I sat with those folks for a few minutes. I'm like, yep, this is it. This is why I came to England. This is why I saved my money.
Did you enjoy your trip?
Absolutely. I backpacked the entire England from Scotland to Southampton to all the way to Dorset. And in that match, I was not allowed in the stand because I didn't have my, that's not my seat, right? My seat is somewhere in the mid-on region. So I kind of sneaked into your stand. I was waiting for the security guy to go off. I entered illegally, and I was scrambling for seats because I was sitting at any seat that was empty, but the guy would come back with a drink, then I would shift to a different seat. But I was just hobbling around the Barmy Army group while you were singing, like you were going like what is it? Liam Plunkett song was going on,
Yeah, sure.
and all
Were
that.
you singing as well?
Yeah, the Jerusalem I was singing, and then this Sweet Caroline that came up. I was singing that, and yeah, and I spent 15, 20 minutes, the most wonderful 15, 20 minutes of that
Fantastic.
entire match, which didn't
Glad you
end.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, which didn't end well. So that is kind of
Very well.
my Barmy Army story. But what do you do? It is also a travel company, right? It has a website, it sells tickets. What do you do with that? Can you please tell us a little bit about travel company or how it helps the fans?
Yeah, of course. We run we are a limited company like anyone else. So the Barmy Army was set up 25 years ago by a group of fans in the stands, and it's now evolved into a company with 40,000 members, 500,000 people on YouTube. Sorry, not on YouTube, 500,000 people on social media. YouTube's something that we're trying to get into and really grow. But yeah, we're now an organization that has a travel company and membership system. We sell merchandise. We operate in the media spaces, and we sell ad space and things like that.
Right.
So it has grown into its own beast as a company. But the travel company on its own takes fans that want to travel on a full package away. So if you're a fan, say you're in England somewhere and you want to go to the Ashes, but you want to have your hotel, your tickets, your travel all looked after, you can go to barmytravel.com and book a full package and come away with us and have the full Barmy Army tour and the full experience, if you like, by doing that. But you can also just get your hotel and your tickets through Barmy Travel, or your flights and tickets through Barmy Travel. So it's essentially a facility for people that support the England team to be able to book their travel through with no stress and all the security that comes with booking through an official travel agent and having the protection of being able to do that.
Right.
But of course, it comes at a premium because we have to make money.
Yeah.
Every company has to make money, otherwise we wouldn't be a company. So we have to charge for that. And if people want to do it independently, we really don't stop people traveling independently. We love that as well. That's how we started. That was our roots, and it always will be. We'll support them. We'll try and give them access to get tickets. We'll try and give them access to the best advice around traveling around the country and where to stay as well. So we try and cater for every England fan that travels away where we can.
Right, lovely. And how to get tickets for Eric's Holly stand? I'm just kidding.
No, you can. So that's a good point, because for the England, if you are coming to England next summer, if you were a Barmy Army member, which is very easy to do, it's only £30 a year. Right. BarmyArmy.com. You can get access to England tickets in the UK. Anywhere in the UK, they're on sale for Barmy Army members now. So we've got tickets on sale today for the Eric Holly stand for England, New Zealand, sorry,
Right.
next summer. So if you want to come over, I'll save you 2 tickets.
Oh my God. I would request that for the Ashes, because for me, ultimately, watching Ashes with the Eric Holly stand, with on the day when you wear the funny hats and funny dresses. What is the day called? I totally forgot what the day.
That's the that is definitely an Ashes day you want. You're after the full experience, aren't you? You want to go
Yes.
there,
Oh yes.
sing all the songs, get
Absolutely.
involved, have a bit
Yeah.
of laugh with the Aussies, and watch England win.
And I want to buy 5 beers and throw them all in the air, because I'm not drinking any of that, because you know how it goes. The snake and the whole thing. That is what I'm looking for. But tell me something. Which one of these current England players are like the biggest fans? Because I heard, like, I've seen Joe Root on your podcast, and I've seen like there was a story that I heard that Johnny Bairstow, when he was standing at a match, he was not concentrating on the match. He was looking at the bear snake that was going around the ground. So, which one of these England players
That
are
was on the
like?
podcast, wasn't it?
Yes, it was on the podcast. I heard it. I heard that podcast, and uh, yeah,
Good memory.
yes, I follow them. I mean, I highly recommend people to follow the Barmy Army Instagram page, which is
Nice.
absolutely hilarious and entertaining. Uh, but yeah, which one of the England players in the current lot are like the biggest fans?
Well, I'd have to say Joe Root, because we're on
Mm,
the back of his bat now.
mm,
The Barmy Army sticker is on the back there as a thank you to all the fans. But it's well known that Rooty is a real big fan of the Barmy Army and what we do, and is very thankful for the support. But you are right, Johnny Bairstow is a big fan. Often found in the on the playing pitch, looking at in the stands when he should be looking at the ball on the pitch. But he
mm,
sometimes gets caught looking in the stand, wishing he was with us, drinking a beer and singing a song. So everyone in the stands looking back at him, wishing that they could replace him, but he
mm.
thinks it's the other way around. So that's pretty cool. But all the England team are fans of what we do, and they appreciate the support. I think they can see other teams that play world cricket that maybe don't have the following that we do, and realise that what the Barmy Army does at the minute is bigger and better than any other team at the moment, and it will be as we go forward. But I think the players really do respect that, and they do notice that, and it's really nice for them to thank us for what we do and be thankful for the support. I mean, we don't do it for the thanks for the support. We do it because we love the England team. We want to support the England team.
Right.
However, the players respond to that. They respect that, and they're always on the front foot to tell us how thankful they are for the support. And there's actually a video on the Barmy Army YouTube page that shows the players' support and what they've said over the years. So that's a 5-minute compilation of them saying how much the Barmy Army means to English cricket and how good it is for the game as well. So that's definitely worth a watch if you've not checked it out before.
Right. And that was my next question, actually. How much does it mean for the England players, right? Because for me, when I watched England win that Ashes in Australia, one of the things that they did when they were going around the ground was stop at the Barmy Army stand, and they just go like something like this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how much was that? I mean, how much does Barmy Army mean for the England team and the players, and what are their thoughts?
It's huge. I think they probably realise what it's like to not have fans at the minute, because the Barmy Army's been there for the last 25 years, and it's probably become so recognised by the players. It's maybe a shock to the system not having the fans there and the Barmy Army singing their songs. And
Yeah.
it just shows the first Test match that we weren't there for. Mark Wood went up in the stands because he wasn't in the team and sang Jerusalem with the flag and saying, Barmy Army, I'll replace you for now. I'll try and keep it going, lads, so to speak.
Right.
So that was nice, and that's a bit of a nod from the players. But they're very thankful for what we're doing. They appreciate what we do. Joe Root, the England captain for an Indy series, who's going to take your team apart for the next 4 Tests. He's got the stickers with the Barmy Army on the back of his bat. It doesn't get much better than that, really, does it?
Right. And he also when he scored that double century against Sri Lanka, he waved that lone ranger who was standing over the top, Mr. Randy.
Randy Caddick.
Yeah, he waved the bat towards the pavilion for his teammates, obviously, but he also waved for that one fan who was over there. That was, I think, that was one of the most fantastic moments that happened in that series. And
it was fantastic.
yeah, and I think you interviewed Joe Root as well, right? Because you, as Atherton and Root were on an interview in South Africa, if I'm not wrong. You were talking about how it all got started and how much it means to it and so on, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we did. It was 25 years of the Barmy Army last year. For 2020 was the 25th anniversary, and Sky did a 20-minute documentary on the Barmy Army, how it started, what it's all about, why it exists, what it is now, and what it means to the players. And I'm lucky enough to be friends with Joe, and we go back to our roots in Sheffield and in the UK. And they asked if they could interview us both at the same time, and I obviously obliged, and thankfully Joe said yes as well. So we did that, and it was really nice, really special moment for me and hopefully for Joe as well, about where the Barmy Army's come, but also I'm running a company that follows England around the world watching cricket, and my best mate's captain. One of my best mates is captain of the England team, so it's a pretty special, very unique story that I'm not sure will be repeated a whole host of times, but it's great for now.
Very briefly, where did it start though, this whole Barmy Army thing, right? I think it was on a West Indies tour with Atherton. Am I getting that right?
You're close. You're very close. You're very close. So it was actually started on the Ashes tour in 1994-95.
Oh, right.
So there was three mates, Paul Burnham, David Peacock, and Gareth Evans went backpacking separately and became mates on the tour. And they essentially were all there for the same reasons, to support the England team. And very long story short, that they were getting recognised for all the great support that they were offering. Because England were getting battered. It was very hot. They were out in the sun all day, but they were still singing the songs even though they were losing. So they got recognised for their unconditional support, and that's the thing about the Barmy Army. We support through thick and thin. No matter how bad teams getting beat, the Barmy Army will be there singing. So, and then from then on, it was the Barmy Army. They trademarked the name, and they printed off 2,000 shirts and sold them like that. And it's grown and grown from there. And that's the birthplace of the Barmy Army.
Lovely. And how do you come up with these songs, right? Because I never could imagine you would come up a song for Adil Rashid, which I think might have been the most toughest song to come up with. Like, Adil Rashid, he'll spin it to win it. His Adil Rashid and all that. How do you choose the player? How do you choose the song? I think it's the old songs, but your lyrics, if I'm not wrong.
So anyone can make up a song. So we're more than open to new, old, anyone at all making up a Barmy Army song and singing it in the stands and having a go. And if it goes well with people and people join in, then great. If not, well, good luck and try again next time. But we want people to come up with the songs all the time. So if you got a song, send it to info@barmyarmy.com or tag us in it on Instagram or send it on Twitter to us or Facebook even. We'll try and get it out to the wider world. We love songs. It's what we're all about. And anyone can make one up. And usually the more creative they are, the better they are. So like you said, Adil Rashid was a very tough one, but he's got one of the best songs, right? So it's pretty special.
Right. And who's the most creative member of the Barmy Army in that sense? I don't know if I'm putting you on a spot here, but who is the most funniest or the most creative one? I see that Mr. Jarat gets a lot of attention, and there are few leaders. Mr. General, I believe, is one more character, right? Who are the most funniest, most creative, most active, if you can, on the top of your head?
Well, there are plenty, and it'd be a bit harsh to single people out because I wouldn't want to miss anyone. But there are a few people that you see a lot crop up on social media that do sing the songs, and that they are really passionate about creating songs, and that they get into it. And look, we're not biased to who creates the songs or how they do it or who sings. We want the more the merrier for us. We want the more faces, the more people possible singing as many songs as possible. It's not about all the same people all the time. It's about everyone together collectively supporting the England team. That's what we do. It's not about us. It's not about individual fans in the stand. It's about a collective voice and a collective number of people all saying the same thing, all singing the same team to support the team on the pitch.
Right. And what would you think, like, top 3 best moments of I mean, obviously you have watched games sitting in the Barmy Army group, and what would be your top 3 best moments whilst with the group in terms of celebration, or the most memorable that really stayed in your mind? Maybe the 2011 Ashes or World Cup win, or the previous Ashes. What were your top 3 moments, if you can single out?
It's tough. It's been a great ride. It's been a lot of fun. Every day working for the Barmy Army is great, and I've done it for 5 years or so now. There are many moments that are special and live long in the memory, but the one and only, the best standout moment would have to be winning the World Cup at Lords in a really tough game. And how can you look beyond that as England have won the World Cup in their own country? It's pretty special indeed. My girlfriend has just arrived. Would you like her to say hello?
Sure, no worries.
Come on back.
Hi.
This is Najeeb.
Hi there.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Just doing a podcast between two Barmy Army fans. I mean, he's much bigger than a fan, but yeah, I'm a fan.
He knows more songs than me.
I'll bet.
He knows them all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still learning, I'm afraid.
Well, I love maybe one for Beth. It would be his 6-hit thing, his fast bowling, Freddie Flintoff, Freddie Flintoff, Freddie Flintoff. That was one I heard. Obviously the most obvious one.
My favorite.
Oh, Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah,
that
very good.
that one.
Very
Thank you, Beth. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Where was I? We'll nip back. I think I was on my second favourite moment, wasn't I? So yeah, the World Cup final is number one. Number two would have to be that. This is such a tough question because we've had so many good times in the last 2 or 3 years. Like my first tour in 2015 was amazing, which was to South Africa, and Stuart Broad taking a 7th in one session was unbelievable. But that wouldn't even be in the top 3 anymore. It would be the World Cup, and then number 2. I can't choose between either Ben Stokes at Headingley. Or
were you there?
Day. I was there. Yeah, I was there. Very special. Or the last day at Cape Town where we won, and at 5:30 on day 5, where it was a really tight game. The support was incredible. The test match was brilliant.
Yeah.
That or Headingley. That's too close to call. They're both very, very special moments.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't pick any better. It would be really special if England does something like India did this year. That would be just mad.
It's going to be a close series, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching England bowl at the Indians because notoriously, even if we get 500, you'll probably go and get 800 in the next innings. So.
Yeah, it looks like a draw match to me. I mean, how much are you missing India though? I mean, have you ever been to India? Did you have plans? Because I was like, if not for the test match, I think I was expecting one test match to be planned in Bangalore, and I'm based in Bangalore, and I was like, okay, maybe we can join in or something like that. But how sad.
Maybe you could go to Ahmedabad on behalf of the Barmy Army and fly the Barmy Army flag for us because we're not there. What about that?
That would be really traitorous if you don't think that's that is betrayal. You know, it's like that cannot happen. I don't think I'll ever join Barmy Army on an Indian match. I would always join the Barmy Army on an Australian match. You know, that would make sense to me.
We'll let you off.
Right.
Hey, if you want to feature on Barmy Army TV as an India fan, we'll get you on. We'll get you on to do it.
Done. That would be an absolute pleasure. No worries whatsoever. Maybe a live session. I mean, up to you. You plan it. I'll be there.
I like it.
Right. What are your future plans, though, as per the Barmy Army group, with the current situation of COVID? There's Ashes coming up. There are tours coming up. What are you planning? What are you looking at? What are your future plans? Maybe a year later or a couple of years later, World Cups are coming up and so on. So what are you planning ahead?
Well, as you can imagine, especially in the UK where we've been hit really, really hard by coronavirus, it's really hard to plan at the minute because in a usual year now we would be planning for a really busy, well, we'd obviously be in India, but we would be planning for a really busy, hectic summer in the UK where we want to do a load of cricket and a load of support and a load of events. But we are obviously planning for those, but they're going to be different. They're not going to be as normal and as you would expect, but we are planning as normal. And then we're looking to the Ashes with one eye on whether or not we're going to be allowed to go. And it'll be really, really upsetting for all the England cricketing supporting community if we're not allowed to go to the Ashes. But fingers crossed we still are. And the plans are ongoing now. We plan for an Ashes 2 years out, and we are well underway with our planning for the tour. However, we just need clarity. We just need clarity to know whether we're going or not, and then we'll be able to plan for the future. But one tour that we've got our eye on that we think is definitely going to happen is the West Indies tour in 2022. So we're looking forward to that if all else fails. But let's hope we can be back in cricket grounds before then.
I mean, I hope some cricket grounds open at least partially when India is arriving over there, because India we are a billion people, right? Bharat Army, come on, we make our presence felt. When I was at that Edgbaston game, it was like India's home game. It's like you're good friends with Bharat Army, obviously.
Yeah, I know Rax really well, Rakesh Patel, who runs the Bharat Army really well. Obviously, we've only got 60 million people in our country, and you've got a fair few more than that. So, and cricket, funnily enough, is our second sport after soccer. So,
right.
We're not. We've been around longer, but I think you guys have probably pip us for numbers at the minute, which is absolutely fine. But we get on really well, and we do a lot of work together here in the UK. And obviously, the Rax and the Bharat Army team were originally from the UK, and they expanded all over India as well. So, we work together on almost everything we do when we're playing England v India, and we're about to announce that we'll be working together for a charity fundraiser on behalf of WaterAid, the Indian charity. So we're going to be doing some charity work during the series for WaterAid. So we'll look forward to that.
Lovely. I was at the England tour because of Bharat Army. I bought tickets from Bharat Army, so that's how I still have the badges. I have the flag. I mean, I can sit around for you if you want, if for a live show, whatever. I got the whole kit ready. But what an absolute pleasure having you out here, Chris. An absolute wonderful chat. Thank you very much for your time, taking your time out in such a busy schedule. It's truly fanboy moment for me talking to a Barmy Army member. Hopefully one day I meet a whole lot more than yourself and Wilco and so on, right? Hopefully I can join in.
You're more than welcome, and you're welcome to be part of the Barmy Army anytime at all. We'd love to have you involved, and thanks so much for having me on, and look forward to hopefully at what is going to be a great series, and England are going to win, right?
See, I would love to be a Barmy Army member, except when England is playing India. Right. So thank you very much once again, Chris. Absolute pleasure. As I said, that's it from the Sollu Kaburz podcast, ladies and gents. Till we see you next time with another episode. Bye, everyone.